Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Across the Bifrost. I'm Jamie. No Norbert today. He has left a little bit of space here so that our lovely guest, Ollie, can jump in here. Hello, Ollie.
Hi, Jamie.
So you're here to talk about the Invaders leadership.
Yes.
Well, a whole roster. Your Invaders roster.
Invaders.
Yeah. So before we start, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm Ollie. I've played in the London Meta now for about 2.5 years, I think. Not the most regular attendee, but I do love a tournament. As captain of London B team, that seems to have been the niche that I found myself in.
Nice. Yeah. Someone doesn't play very much. You captained London B team to winning nations in 2023, which is a big deal. And then took us to WTC. We came 6th, and then took us to WTC again. We came 6th again. It's quite a good track record for you.
I'm a poor player, but a good leader, I think is probably how I'd sum this up.
Yeah.
Just spent a lot of time playing S.H.I.E.L.D.
You play a lot of S.H.I.E.L.D, which in the London meta is a bit niche as well. There aren't many S.H.I.E.L.D players around.
Yeah, I think a couple of other guys had a go. So now AJ tried, Rob Duck tried.
Yeah.
But I think, no one stuck with them as long as I did. And I've now been rewarded with 3 excellent leaders to choose from.
Yeah, exactly. So let's talk about that actually, because the Nick Fury leadership, the S.H.I.E.L.D leadership, last line of defense. I keep forgetting that leaderships have names. But yeah, there's one.
You said it, and I didn't know it.
Yeah, there you go. So last line of defense is an extremely good leadership. It was the first S.H.I.E.L.D leadership, and everybody loved it. It's really cool. And then Invincible Iron Man came out in Core Box 2 with a new S.H.I.E.L.D leadership. Let's get you an upgrade, which you actually convinced me that those leaderships where you pay 1 for a reroll are really good. I wasn't convinced, but you are a big supporter of those leaderships, right?
I think it took Loki coming out for everyone to realize how good they were. Because even the leader can use this one. There's a couple of weird interactions with Iron Man where Iron Man doesn't really like his own leadership because he doesn't want to spend the power. He wants to spend the power giving rerolls to everyone else.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Everyone else loves Iron Man's leadership. Same with Black Panther. And
Yeah. Oh, cool. So yeah, that's two very good shield leaderships. But then, with the release of Namor, the Invaders card came out. So I'm just going to read this out, if that's okay with you, so everyone knows what we're talking about. So the Invaders, the S.H.I.E.L.D leadership, it's a reactive card. That's weird, because you have to play it after deployment.
Yeah.
Anyway, after deployment, an allied Namor the Submariner or Steve Rogers, Captain America, may play this card. The character that played this card gains the following leadership ability. The Invaders. Allied characters may reroll 1 defense die. Full stop. Additionally, they could modify and reroll skull results while they are within 2 of another allied character.
And that full stop is doing a lot of heavy lifting there.
Talk us through that. Why is the full stop important there?
Much like in the Miles Morales leadership, the two statements are completely separate, right? So you get to reroll 1 defense dice all the time, but if you're within 2 of each other, you can reroll skulls, which is a really important part of what makes this leadership so fun.
Yeah, so you mentioned the Miles Morales leadership. Let's talk about that. So the Miles Morales leadership is considered one of the best in the game, right? Web Warriors are consistently one of the top teams of all time, to be honest. They just are always in the top 3 at least affiliations. So what comparisons can you make between the 2 leaderships, and why is this one slightly different?
So this is slightly different because the requirement is to be close to your friends. So Miles is you have to be holding something or contesting something in order to re-roll those skulls. And obviously Web Warriors have loads of extra re-rolls themselves, right? So look at all the Spider-Men have got the spider senses or their version of spider senses. And so they all get to roll skulls. With S.H.I.E.L.D, it's slightly different. You have to be within 2 of your friends. But with Nick Fury and the grunts running around, it's quite easy to be within 2 of your friends. The reason I think that Namor gets the nod above Captain America for this, more than the fact that Namor is just better than Captain America, is he has that innate reroll bubble within 2 anyway. So you get doubly rewarded for being in 2 of your friends.
Right, so you get the Namor reroll and it unlocks the skull.
Yeah, you want to be within 2 with Namor anyway, and so the leadership therefore makes sense to be within 2.
Yeah, nice.
And we'll come into other
I think
is used later on.
Yeah. Okay, nice, good. Yeah, I think when people think Shield, or at least when I think about Shield, I think gunline Shield. So by gunline, I mean loads of people stood at the back with machine guns, range 4, shooting people. Looking at your list, which we'll get into in a sec, there's not too much of that.
A lot less of it than normal. So I think the original Shield lists when Nick Fury came out, it was very gunline. You had Grunts that shot at range 3, Fury shoots at range 3, original Iron Man shoots at range 4, the Howling Commandos shoot at range 4 with stealth. Winter Soldier was a massive part of that, shoots at range 5.
Nice.
Crimson Dynamo was a very frequent splash, shoots at range 4. So you get a whole load of guys with guns, basically, all repulsors. Yeah. They're just handguns. Hand-based guns.
Yeah, I often insult you in MCP terms by saying you just play with guns. You brought a bunch of guns to a superhero fight.
Yeah, and more often than not won with them as well, which was the wild thing about that.
Just shooting down superheroes.
Weight of dice was a big thing with S.H.I.E.L.D.
And
the old Fury leadership helped them stay in position to do that by basically being aggressive for the game. So, that was sort of the original S.H.I.E.L.D. builds that you see. I think now with the 3 leaderships, there's a lot of different ways you can go. It's like in this list, I've got 18 different characters that you could realistically, I would happily play in this list in one way, shape, or form. For all those different reasons.
Yeah, cool. Let's get onto the list then. So that's the leadership. The first 3 characters in your list are the 3 leaders from S.H.I.E.L.D. So Namor, Invincible Iron Man, Nick Fury. How often are you kind of jumping between these leaderships?
It really depends on the crises. So the last tournament I took these guys to, I only actually Nick Fury wasn't in the list then, which I realized was a bit of an error because I had one game that I lost where I really missed Nick Fury's leadership and I in this particularly. So Nick Fury's back in.
So what kind of game is that? What kind of game where you feel like really needs to be a Nick Fury game?
Where your opponent has got a lot of control. So I absolutely love playing Nick Fury into Wakanda, for instance.
Right. Okay. Because they attack you, you get pushed, and use leadership to kind of aggressive back on.
Straight back. Like that's an example of where I really love Nick Fury's leadership. There are others.
Yeah.
And also I think depending on the characters you want to play, so there's a couple of splashes who don't have that much out of action movement and don't really want to be using their actions on movement. And so those characters really like Nick Fury's leadership. And I think we'll come on to that when we do the splashes later. But
sure. Okay.
there's a time and a place for Nick Fury's leadership, and then it tends to be wide maps. I tend to go Iron Man. Narrow maps tend to go Namor. Because it's much harder on a D map to do within 2 of the friends. So you don't always get the benefit of Namor's leadership on a D map because unless you really stack one side, it's tough to spread out and rotate and retain the benefit of the leadership. Okay,
cool. That's super interesting. I wouldn't have thought of that. Yeah, D maps are going to spread you apart a little bit, and so I guess the Invincible Iron Man's rerolls, everyone just has access to them regardless of where their allies are.
So Namor, you always get one defensive reroll, but you don't get the skulls benefit. You don't get the benefit of the second half of the leadership. Whereas Iron Man's, you can attack, defense, dodge, which just gives you a bit more flexibility in how you use it.
Yeah, nice. Okay, cool. So the 2 affiliated characters here. So those are the 3 leaders. The 2 affiliated characters you brought: Spectacular Spider-Man and Nick Fury and the Howling Commandos.
Yes. There have been podcasts, YouTube videos, all sorts of other things, and there will be until the dawn of time. These 2 characters are just great.
Yeah. I play a lot of Spectacular Spider-Man. Pat Dunford actually convinced me to play him. He is incredible. Completely self-funded kit. His everything he does works with what he wants to do. It's great. And he has Spider Sense, which probably helps you right here.
Yeah, there's
reroll those skulls. So he's kind of he's actually a Spider-Man that would be under Miles, but you've brought him along to S.H.I.E.L.D. He's got the same abilities.
Yeah. Well, he's affiliated to both S.H.I.E.L.D. and Webs, right? So he's the perfect Miles Namor foil. The fun stat about Miles is that in Invaders, in the right place, he can reroll 4 dice off his 3 dice defense dice. So he can basically roll 7. He has 7 goes. 7 goes at rolling
7 defense
any
dice.
skull. So
Yeah.
Yeah, you
That's
just keep
amazing,
rolling
yeah.
dice until you save 3, basically, with Spider-Man. That's
Yeah. I've played against you on this list, and it was infuriating. I'm like, you're still going? You're still re-rolling? You're like, Spider Sense and Namor and Leadership.
and Invader and
yeah.
So there's actually a third 3 threat that, though, isn't affiliated. Might as well be for the purposes of this list, and that's Zemo.
Baron Zemo, yes.
Because you are likely to take Zemo more than the other 2.
Yeah, that is fair.
That is for the double bubble.
Double bubble. So talk us through the double bubble.
So Namor has what's that? I'll
charismatic leader, I think it's called. Is it charismatic leader?
Charismatic leader?
Yeah, charismatic leader. Yeah.
And then Zemo has strategic genius, which means they're not named the same thing, which means they can stack. So their rerolls within 2 can stack. So you get doubly benefited for being within 2. And I think there's a lot of, you tend to want to run narrow E maps or C maps with this team.
Yeah.
And so they're all naturally clumped together. And so it's actually quite easy to maintain that bubble. Because also they if they're within 2 of each other, even better. But you don't necessarily need them to be if you're taking your beat stick and the beat stick is sat between them. The beat stick is getting 2 rerolls as well. And that's like Hulk with 2 rerolls, or Thor with 2 rerolls, or whoever your killer of choice is with 2 rerolls is always way.
Yeah, okay. That's really cool. So you're kind of bubbling up a little bit, or at least a tiny bubble around someone that can kill real good, and you give them 2 rerolls from Namor and Zemo.
And ironically, the best user of the double bubble is not a 6 threat or a 5 threat. It's 0 threat.
Oh, the grunts?
It's Nick Fury's grunts.
Okay, talk us through that.
I've got the little dice calculation up here. So they're range 3, 4 dice, physical attack. It's super basic. But when you add, come on, my laptop's now decided to be really slow. When you add a reroll from Nick Fury, a reroll from Namor, and a reroll from Zemo, and you unlock skulls, which is the nutty bit. On average, against just a 3 physical defense character. So there are not many of those around anymore, but on average, they've got 59% chance to do 2 damage. And more than 1 in 3 chance to do 3 plus damage.
Wow.
So,
okay. So you're looking at 3 damage,
every time.
Pretty consistently. Yeah. From your 0 threat grunt. From your
grunt.
Yeah. And then Nick Fury's going straight after, who's then making a bunch of attacks. And also, and he's got as well, because he's got the pierce, and also Nick has that spender, right, where the grunts get another attack, and they get rid of that as well.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So the grunts are attacking 3 times if you do the spender.
Yeah, like if say Fury's just flipped, which is the dream, right?
Yeah.
Because if he's flipped, he's probably got. Well, if he's been one shot, let's say, because it's easier because you haven't got to worry about playing Eye in the Sky. Then he's flipping with more than enough power to do double spender, which is 6 attacks. 4 of them have 3 rerolls. 2 of them have 2 rerolls if they're all in the bubble.
Yeah,
like it's an insane amount of output.
Yeah, for sure.
A 4 threat.
Yeah, well,
and that's not going to come up all the time, but.
Yeah, well, we're really big fans of 4 dice attacks here. Norbert and I are always talking about 4 dice attacks. Don't underestimate them. And now this is 4 dice attacks with 3 rerolls potentially. No, 2 rerolls from Zemo and Namor, and unlocking skulls, and
1 from Fury. So the grunts get 1 from Fury as well.
Get 1 from Fury. So it's 3 rerolls. Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
So they're doing 7 dice attacks basically, because the skulls are unlocked. So you're basically rolling 7 dice basically. Yeah. Wow. Then do that twice a turn, and then maybe a couple more times on Fury's turn.
Yeah, well, like picking up extracts for free and stuff like that. Like imagine, I have hammers in my list.
Oh my god! Suddenly the grunts are just throwing hammers at people. That's awesome! Oh my god!
I just like the fun possibilities are endless. Although maybe your opponent doesn't feel that fun. But
yeah.
You thought Winter Soldier with a hammer was egregious.
Wait till you see some grunts. Yeah.
Wait till you see a 0 threat with some hammers.
Yeah. It's worth noting as well that it is it's good etiquette, I find, to when you're re-rolling, every time you re-roll, explain what effect is giving you the re-roll. Obviously, in this list, you'll probably have to stop doing that after round 3 because they're like, yeah, I get it. You've got Zemo and Namor and the leadership and all that stuff. But yeah, it's just good etiquette to do that.
How many successes this time? Yeah, exactly. That's sort of.
Yeah, that is. I
mean, everyone's
hilarious.
a lot of more regular tournament players will have watched Aaron Collier play Web Warriors. It's that sort of vibe, right? It's just there's so many rerolls of Web Warriors, and you do them, and you're like, okay. You'll explain them for the first couple of rounds, and then eventually just do it.
Yeah, just do them. I trust you. Yeah, for sure.
When you're starting to play games on clocks, you're just like, I've run out of time now.
Because you're doing so many rerolls.
Round 2, I'll be playing my rerolls, and I've got 20 minutes left.
Yeah, be careful of that one. So yeah, we kind of glossed over Nick Fury and the Howling Commandos. Anything you want to shout out there?
I just think they're incredibly slept on in affiliation. I mean, aside from Dormammu, where they technically be affiliated anyway, they are. You don't see them much outside of S.H.I.E.L.D. They've got a fairly basic 3-3-3. I think they're 5-6 health.
Yeah,
they're fairly basic. Not much tech, but they've got the core thing about them is they've got stealth and a range 4 gun.
Yes,
so they can shoot you when you can't shoot them.
Yes, that's very cool.
They have got your back, which is I always forget to use.
Yeah, very cool.
And they have a gainer. Same as Spider-Man. They can self-fund their entire kit. They do not care what happens when they roll dice. They can do it anyway. And they've got that wonderful place within 2 with one of them. They've got the Storm Hop, basically.
They play someone else, right? They choose an allied character within 2. Place, so they can Storm Hop someone else over them. Which is pretty cool.
And with a gainer, round 1, that's really good. So you can move someone up, especially if you've got Hulk, Dracula, any large base model where you can go quite far in front of them, shoot someone within range 4, and then hop that big scary threat the other way. That's quite terrifying. I remember the first game we ever played of when I played S.H.I.E.L.D. When I first got the Fury box, I came around to yours and we played S.H.I.E.L.D. versus X-Men, and
I remember this
you
very
left
well.
someone within range 4 of Howling Commandos. They shot someone, and then they hopped Hulk over them.
Yeah,
and then you shot Hulk. And Hulk walks towards you with the leadership. And Hulk was on your back before he'd done anything else.
Yeah, Hulk then activated in the middle of my team round 1. It was horrific. Yeah. I think
the shenanigans are real.
Yeah, big time. The Howling Commandos, they are a great example of why gainers are fantastic in this game. I think the newer players in particular don't like gainers because they'll do an attack, they do 3 or 4 damage and go, cool, I get loads of power. And they're like, oh, lame, I only get 1. But the strength of this is that you guarantee it. And they're a medium base, medium move, right? So medium base, medium move, range 4 gainer, they're going to get that power round 1. It's very easy for them to find a target round 1 and do that. And then they have the 2 to then do siblings and arms. So it's very cool. They're very, very predictable, just like Spectacular Spider-Man, as you say.
Yeah,
so
I think
it's very cool.
I'd almost go as far as to, if I was really exaggerating, I would almost say gainers are boring.
Right, yeah.
Because when you look at Spider-Man and Nick Fury and Howling Commandos, you've got 2 characters with gainers. At the start of their activation, you know what you're going to be able to do.
Yeah.
Like, you can look at your power, you can work it out, because it doesn't matter if you roll 6 successes or no successes. You're getting 1 power.
Yeah.
And I think they're really reliable, and you can plan a turn. And with teams like S.H.I.E.L.D., you rely so much on placement and being in the right place at the right time.
Right, okay.
Having a gainer that means you can definitely do that.
Yeah.
Is really, really, really good.
Yeah, for sure. It's worth mentioning as well that it says a character can be placed by a superpower only once per turn. So they can do this multiple times. They can move multiple people around.
Oh, yeah. Yes, they can. The best I've ever done with them is hop themselves off the person they've just hopped, and then hop someone else.
Wow.
So 3 hops in 1 turn to move, like, just reaching for the entire board.
Oh, because they can place themselves. They can. All right. Okay. So they choose another allied character within 2, and they place this character within 1, or place the chosen character within 1 of them. Right. So they can move themselves as well. That's really cool. Yeah. Just this seems vital for your kind of like bubble maintenance. Making sure everyone's in the right place.
It's great. So a really a totally okay activation with the Howling Commandos is move, place someone back in the bubble, move.
Yeah,
like that's totally fine.
Bubble maintenance. Yeah, from a 3 threat. Seems great.
From a 3 threat. It's not great. Like, you obviously want to be shooting with them because they've got a nice attack. They've got the auto incinerate attack that Domino has for power.
Cool.
One range less. I think it's range 3.
Yes.
And they've got off their gainer you can move if I think you roll a wild trigger.
Wild trigger to shoot. Yeah.
So they've got plenty of movement themselves. They're really super mobile, even though sometimes all you want them to do is stand on a back point. But yeah, I think they're really underrated, actually.
Yeah, you've definitely
anywhere.
sold them. Yeah, you've definitely sold them to me, to be honest. These guys seem great. Yeah, cool. Okay, so that's the affiliated characters, including Zemo. We're going to say he's affiliated because of how important he is to this list. Let's talk about, you've got a big old list here of characters that are in the list or that you could have in the list. Do you want to just pick out your favorites to talk about?
So, yeah. So it really depends how you want to construct your teams at this point. So it would be remiss at this point not to mention 2-Threat Black Widow.
Okay.
2-Threat Black Widow is affiliated.
Cool.
And depending on how you want to build your teams and the threats you want to bring, you might need her. So the rest of my list at the moment is Shang-Chi, because he's great.
Yeah.
And this list doesn't really have much in the way of mystic attacks. And so Shang-Chi gives you a little bit of mystic attack to throw into your list when you need it.
Yeah. So if you go against Web Warriors, I'm guessing you're bringing him along.
Yes. Yeah. He's really great into webs.
Yeah.
Encanto Little Mummy. Because if you want to have a fight, giving people hex is quite good. And nice. He's also, I think he's really good. Like I think AMG have done a really good job with all of the monsters.
Yeah.
Encanto is my favorite at the moment.
Yeah.
And at the moment, my 2-threat is Nebula.
Interesting. Okay.
Because she's excellent at chasing down objectives. And she's got, if you're on an objective or holding an objective, she can reroll any number of attack dice into you.
Right, yeah.
When you reroll skulls, that's pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. So you somehow made Nebula killier than she is in...
Yes. Well, but you might have, a lot of people have Bullseye in that slot, because with this, like you say, you're throwing a lot of 4 or 5 dice attacks out. You don't necessarily have any super efficient, high volume, loads of rerolls attacks. And so having Bullseye there just to chip down the 1 or 2 damage can be quite clutch. So Bullseye is also great in that spot. I don't think there's any of those options as your 2-threat are wrong. Nebula, Bullseye, Black Widow. I think it just totally depends how you want to play.
Yeah, and I guess the thing that you have a lot of for sure are people that stand at the back shooting long range guns. So I can see an argument for Nebula here because you don't need another one of those, right? You got Howling Commandos, Invisible Iron Man. They're fine standing at the back shooting where Bullseye would be stood. So Nebula is like a nice kind of aggression piece. And it's really nice as well having a 2-threat that soaks up resources for your opponent. And they're going to be absolutely terrified of Nebula because, they might underestimate her. And if they get one attack where she's rerolling everything with the skulls unlocked, maybe she's in the bubble with Namor or Zemo or both. That's going to be horrific. And they're going to have to put resources into her. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
I can do the dice maths, but if you think about the grunts putting out for 4 dice attack, and then you add the reroll any into that instead of reroll 1, it's insane.
Yeah, it's mad. Nebula's going to kill people in this list.
And then the last slot in my roster. So again, this is very much personal preference. The way I like to build my rosters is I like to have my core of affiliated characters, like 5 or 6 characters, and then I like to have gadget pieces that fit at various threats more than necessarily fill a specific role, because I like to have comfort in, okay, I've got 4 splashes that I love that are all good, but that I can just make work at different threats. So I've got Shang-Chi with 4, Encanto with 3, and Nebula with 2. So I'm trying out Dracula at the moment.
Yes. Yeah, you just won a tournament with Dracula. Yeah.
Not with S.H.I.E.L.D, but yeah. I'm not taking the Thrall's leadership in this. I don't have that option, although it is something that you could viably do. I think Dracula's biggest challenge is being displaced. And if you're running, this isn't the Invaders leadership, right? So I won't go too much into detail on it, but if you're running Fury's leadership and you can maintain parity on points or get ahead, Dracula's got aggressive.
Yeah. That's very cool. His one weakness, Dracula's one weakness is, he doesn't have any kind of movement tricks, really. Yeah, that's very cool.
And if you're then playing him with the Howling Commandos and Nick Fury's leadership, that's a whole load of movement that Dracula now has.
Yes, I could see the Howling Commandos completely unlocking Dracula in this in a horrific way because they give him the one thing he doesn't have, which is a move. They can place him off of them, and then he can hit twice, or hypnotic stare, hit twice. That's really scary.
Other very viable options here are Hulk. Hulk with dice fixing.
Yeah.
I mean, that speaks for itself.
Yeah, Hulk getting the wilds is very important, so that helps, yeah.
Thanos. What's better than sheer weight of dice multiplied?
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. Nebula with Death's Decree, and then reroll any unlocking skulls. So you're Helios lasering people.
It's pretty tough to get Nebula and Thanos in together because of the threat value, especially if you're running Invaders.
True, yeah.
That'd be 15 threat, and you don't have your 2 threat here unless you're in Black Widow, so you can't actually run that list at all. But just Thanos boosting Invincible Iron Man.
Yeah.
So Invincible Iron Man's build is a 7, and then Invincible Iron Man using that power that he's just generated to then dish rerolls out for Thanos.
Oh yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
And Thanos, it's its own little engine.
Yeah, that's
cool. They just spawn up. They just work off each other. That's really cool.
Yeah.
But it means you've got to run Thanos and feel like the bad guy.
Yeah. There is a certain social weight to running Thanos in teams at the moment because he's so very strong. But
I think, he's just below Hellfire in the your friends won't like you very much for this. If you come to a local game night, take them to a tournament by all means.
Yeah.
But your local Thursday night down at Bad Moon or Spellbound.
Yeah.
Your friends won't appreciate you very much.
That's true. Yeah, that is the Thanos tax that we all pay. If you
they're the two. They're the 2 big threats that you could throw in. I mean, like, again, big Thor with dice fixing. Like you could really throw any 5, 6, 7, 8 threat in there, and they're either tankier with the Invaders leadership, they are tankier and more aggressive with Iron Man's leadership, or they have aggressive with Nick Fury's leadership. Like, none of those options are bad.
Yeah,
right. So
it's a very nice kind of foundation to put a scary monster on. So your core of kind of going back to Invaders, you're in core of like your core of Namor, Zemo, together, just that moving bubble of rerolls around just fits around anyone, like you said. And it's future proof because any big bad that comes out, the latest scary model that comes out, they're probably better with some rerolls and no skulls. So it's a really cool core that you can just put your latest favorite toy in.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're right. It can fail. It's very unlikely. And I think the really cool thing about Namor's leadership in general is it counters some of the big bads pretty hard. So, I mean, Namor himself counters Thanos pretty hard because Thanos has only got 3 physical defense. He relies a lot on his damage reduction to keep him healthy. Like, damage reduction is great, right? If the odds of rolling a success of 50-50, it basically makes him like 5, 6, something stupid like that, right? Someone will probably correct me in the maths on that when this goes
This is why I don't go anywhere near dice maths. I don't want to know the answers.
So Namor's and staggering Thanos is great because he needs to build power to Death Decree stuff, Cosmic Portal stuff, and if you stagger him, he can't do that so effectively. They counter the BLT 15 quite well because you just reroll out of all your skulls, and then Loki becomes not great. Really.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, Loki likes seeing you roll skulls, and this helps you dodge that. Yeah, that's a good point.
And also, it's really great to see the Asgard player go, "Ha skulls," and then you just go, "Hang on 1 second, no skulls anymore." Sorry. It really like you get the win over the Asgard player twice. It's quite good.
That's very cool.
I feel like that counters some of the big bads pretty hard, and it also means you can run pay to flips. Namor means you can run pay to flips because. To quote Vincent Kirchhoff, who is a very well-known S.H.I.E.L.D. player, Namor is a pay-to-flip god.
Really? Why is that?
Two power round.
Yeah.
Long move, medium base. He can get anywhere.
Okay, so do you find that you're sort of flipping a lot of points with him then?
Yeah. So, I mean, the fun example is he can start on 1 sword base. He can hit someone badly placed on the other sword base. Advance, so flip the one he's on, hit them, advance towards them, flip that one, charge, hit someone else, and then flip that one. So you can do 2 attacks and flip 3 sword bases in a turn.
Wow. Yeah, that's really cool.
Stagger someone. because he's long move, medium base.
Yeah.
So
because it's a sword base, you're moving that reroll bubble around, so you're probably ending up exactly where you want to be, so that someone else can activate in Namor's bubble, and that's really cool.
Yeah. So like, and he just gets literally wherever he wants. A charge and a short move off the back of the charge. That's guaranteed as well. No damage or trigger for that. That's a long way.
Yeah. He can basically get anywhere he wants. The example I always use is the D maps. So you can get from one D map to an adjacent D secure with a move, and then the attack, you can attack someone on that point, and then the short move gets you onto the point. And I don't think anyone else can do that.
The rotation is crazy.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's very cool.
But yes, that's my 10 at the moment. So Namor, Invincible Iron Man, Fury, Particular Spider-Man, Howling Commandos, Zemo, Dracula, Shang-Chi, and Cantu and Nebula.
Nice.
Talked about Hulk, talked about Thanos, talked about Bullseye and Black Widow. Other options include Agent Venom. If you think you need more webs tech, Agent Venom's great.
In a
he's affiliated.
heavy meta,
Yeah, he's affiliated. He shuts webs down pretty hard. He's a great chaser. He doesn't have the reliability that some of the other models in this list have, which is the reason I don't take him as much. I think in Cantu has shown us that 2 energy defense is not the end of the world. You can still be pretty great with 2 energy defense.
Yeah, for sure.
Granted, it feels a little bit worse on a 4 threat when I insert name of 3 threat with energy attack here. Blasts him and he dies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but
I can see why he's in a 10. Is tech, right? You could take him for if you're worried about webs or you're worried about people running away with extracts, he's great. If there's a lot of Guardians of the Galaxy in your meta, we just saw the Nova card get announced. I think there's going to be a lot more Guardians in the new year. Then maybe don't take him there. Yeah,
Agent Venom hates Nova. That's a matchup he doesn't win.
Yeah, for sure.
So Agent Venom at the last tournament I played this in was in the Nick Fury slot, and I realized what an error that was.
Yeah.
If anything, Agent Venom takes the Invincible Iron Man slot here.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Because you don't necessarily need the rerolls.
Yeah.
From Iron Man, if you've got the bubble, if you're running the bubble, but I prefer Iron Man because, like I say, that wide map, having the wide map option to run Iron Man is pretty good.
Yeah, that's a nice flex. To be fair, I guess if we're looking at if you want to take Namor and Zemo, most games, then you might be taking less Iron Man. But I guess just be aware of the DMAP problem that you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, I see my favorite mutants here.
Well, let's just stay on 4 threats and we'll do Crimson Dynamo.
He speaks
Crimson.
Yeah, Crimson Dynamo. You mean one of the best characters at being in a bubble in the game?
Doesn't need much. Because what's better than beam for 5 dice energy attacks? Beam for 5 dice energy attacks, 2 rerolls.
Yeah.
It's that same equation, right?
The defensive aspect as well. Obviously, Crimson Dynamo, he can reroll. He can make the attacker reroll 2 dice when they hit your friends, and then they get a defensive reroll from the leadership. Like if they're in the bubble. If they're in the bubble, it's more rerolls. Yeah, you're a really tough nut to crack here. They're gonna do very little damage into you.
That's the slept on thing about this team. Is especially into physical attackers, because you've got Fury who's 4 physical, Iron Man's 4 physical, Namor's 4 everything, I think, except for Mystic. Shang-Chi's 4 physical. There's a lot of defense dice that you're rolling, and you can re-roll most.
Yeah,
like I almost use this more defensively than offensively.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
they still output a hell of a lot of damage. But
we spent a lot of time. You're right. We spent a lot of time talking about the attacking rerolls, but there's a lot of defensive rerolls, and you get 1 from the leadership, right? 1 defensive reroll.
Yeah. So it means Namor gets 2 defensive rerolls, which makes he's surprisingly easy to kill. Makes him slightly harder to kill. You then have things like Zemo's Master Swordsman. He's rerolling all of his dice, and then another one, and then potentially another one.
Yeah.
Shang-Chi the reason Shang-Chi's in this list is defensive. That throw, if you don't do any damage to him, when he's counting blanks and he can reroll out of skulls, and he's got 3 rerolls in the bubble.
Yeah.
You just can't hit him.
Yeah, and he's going to throw you for it. Yeah.
Yeah, if you think, it's Hulk should do some damage, or Thor should do some damage, and he doesn't, that's your massive threat getting thrown A, away, B, probably to someone else.
Yeah.
On your turn.
Yeah, that's very cool.
So, it makes some already pretty tough characters even tougher.
Yeah.
And then Crimson Dynamo going, and you could reroll 2 of your dice.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It speaks for itself.
Yeah, that's really cool. That
X-23.
Yeah, great. X-23, my favorite mutant, is here.
Jamie's favorite mutant. And I promise this isn't just lip service. X-23 is pretty good on her own, right? She's pretty good at X-Men.
Yeah.
She's pretty good.
She's. I think if Baron Zemo wasn't around, she'd be considered the best 3-threat killer in the game for sure.
So, like, here you go, Jamie. She's your favorite mutant. You play her all the time. Why?
She has a reroll.
Yeah, add
and
two
Pierce. Yeah, now she gets more rerolls.
And unlock skulls on her already reroll.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've played X-23, and it's very very common for X-23 to daze 2 characters a turn. Like very common, extremely common in the teams I play her in, and that's with 1 reroll, and skulls lock her out. So yeah, I can see her being absolutely obscene in this list.
So let me. I'm going to get the maths on this. I assume through the power of editing, you'll be able to get rid of any.
I'm not going to edit this.
Any horrible gap in the talk, but
it's fine. People listen to this stuff on 2 times speed anyway.
Yeah, the fun thing I like to do is what happens if she hits Miles. Like Miles is like the tankiest 3-threat in the world, right?
Yeah, she famously does not like hitting Miles. I hate going into Web Warriors with X-23 because they have all the like physical spider sense rerolls.
Yeah. So looking at with her reroll. Oh no, press reroll 5. That's not the case. Yeah, reroll 1, reroll 1, reroll 1 with Pierce into Miles. So he's got his 2 innate rerolls and his leadership. She is, on average, putting out probably enough to just one-shot him. I mean, it's not that, but
the dice calculator fail you there.
But yeah, like X-23, it's another case of like Nebula. She's going to run around. You have to deal with her because she will just kill you.
Yeah.
Her reroll is also, she also has a defensive reroll, right? Her assassin reroll?
Yeah, defensive reroll. So now she gets 2.
That, her plus the leadership, plus Zemo, plus Namor. She's rolling more dice in rerolls than she has available to her to start with.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome.
If she's in the bubble.
That's really cool.
And if she's not in the bubble, she's still got 2.
Yeah.
So the having all these characters with additional rerolls means that you don't necessarily need one big bubble. You can split your bubbles.
Yeah.
So Zemo still gets on the table, but he doesn't have to stand near Namor.
Yeah.
Here you go. My average damage output to Miles is 2.17.
Okay.
But that's more than normal. But there's a 22% chance of doing 4 damage or more.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's actually, if you add, like there's a just less than 10% chance that she just one-shots it.
Yeah.
A 1 in 10 chance of one-shotting Miles is
that's pretty cool.
insane.
Yeah, one of the hardest to kill characters in the game. For sure, especially for physical attackers. Yeah, that's really
she's
cool.
as likely to do 2 damage as none.
Right.
Which to a character with 3 rerolls and is famously tanky is pretty good.
For sure. And that's, that's against the Miles Morales, right? With under his leadership. So those attacks into, the more regular characters that are just kind of like 3-3-3-5 health, they're going down, right? Yeah.
I mean, let's just take those rerolls. Let's just take the Miles leadership off. So it's Ghost Spider running in Miles, right? So no innate rerolls. And we'll let this buffer and we'll carry on talking about everyone else.
You mentioned the moving bubbles. I can see Baron Zemo and X-23, on one flank, one side of a B map. We've just given each other, giving X-23 extra rerolls and Zemo having his innate rerolls. That's so strong. And a 6-threat, it's a 6-threat little duo that are just going to murder stuff. And then you have Namor on the other side with whoever, insert other person that likes rerolls. I can see it's so efficient.
One of the big fun things at the moment is the Defenders Portals list.
What's that? Oh, the portals. We should quickly summarize.
I don't know it too well, so I'm not going to try and explain it for anyone listening.
Yeah, it is all revolved around. Let me find the card. What's the card called? Portal.
Pentagram? No, is it pentagrams?
No, it's pentagrams of Ferala.
But like the crux of it is you have portals and you have models that can charge, and you charge in, hit them, portal back to safety, right? So with the rolling bubble, it doesn't quite work the same, but on Infinity Formula it works really well. You put Namor on one Infinity Formula and Zemo on the other, with 2 of your I'm going to shoot you from range 4 characters, and Namor and Zemo both have charges, so they charge in from their home Infinity Formula, they attack you, Namor staggers you, Zemo probably just kills you because it's Zemo.
Yeah.
And then they just long move back to the safety of the little home bubble.
Right, yeah.
And so it doesn't work quite as effectively as the Defenders bubble, because Defenders bubble, your clumping all of your really horrible, scary people together all at once. Like, there's just it just makes everyone tankier, right? Because they're running back, they're running off, they're getting their own reroll anyway. They're running back, and then defensively, you've got much more going on for you because everyone's got 2 rerolls in the bubble.
That's great. So, yeah. So you're kind of daring them. It's like I've just run at you. I've hit you up with above average dice once, and now I'm moving back. So now, if you want to hit me, you probably have to move to come into the bubble, and then it's a really horrible defensive bubble anyway.
So you can do fun stuff like that with the 2 charge models as well. The fact they're so mobile. We'll see if Zemo survives in his current form for long. The Americans have started moaning about it now, and that's when AMG normally start
tweaking things. Yeah, I think people have been screaming for a Baron Zemo correction for a long time.
Yeah.
But while it's here, let's make the most of it and start.
Let's just hope they don't go full black hat on him and nerf him, but make him better somehow.
Somehow he's worse. Yeah, for sure. Okay, cool. Well, that's all the characters. Oh, sorry, no, there's Strucker. We should talk about Strucker real quick. Why is he potential?
Yeah. Well, that was almost the perfect segue if I'd remembered that we hadn't talked about Strucker yet. So Strucker has the same reroll bubble that Zemo has within 2. He is definitely not as killy as Zemo. But in a world where Zemo doesn't exist, or in a team format particularly, where your Cabal player has probably got Zemo, because Thanos Red Skull Zemo is pretty egregious. Having Strucker as another option to keep the bubble tech going, provide an energy attack rather than a physical attack. So there's a world where if you're running Namor, Fury, and Zemo, all you're pumping out is physical attacks.
Right, yeah.
So having the alternative of Strucker instead of Zemo is pretty nice from just an attack balance perspective.
Yeah.
He's basically like, if you're Christmas shopping on a budget, you're taking Strucker instead of Zemo, right? You're just downgrading your Baron.
Yeah. A lesser Baron. Yeah,
a lesser Baron.
Nice. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. It's worth mentioning as well. The reason you don't take both is they both have strategic genius, so they don't stack.
They don't stack.
Yeah, Strucker and Zemo next to each other won't give each other extra rerolls, but Strucker and Namor will, because it's a different rule. So very cool.
It's just another option for Baron Zemo, basically. In a world where he might get nerfed, he might be in a different team, in a teams format where you can't run the same twice in Highlander.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so that's really cool because I love the flexibility of that, because Baron Zemo, one of the best characters in the game. In a team format, there's going to be multiple people that want Baron Zemo. There probably isn't all people that want Baron Strucker. So it's a really nice just backup reroll.
It just is another option in a world where you can't have Zemo for whatever reason.
Nice. Cool. Another Baron.
Well,
yeah,
it's all the Barons.
Couple Barons. All right, cool. So that's the characters.
In the way that Mordo is good as well in here. Because just give people more dice, right?
Yeah, more
dice to reroll skulls.
More dice to reroll. Yeah, I guess the idea behind these characters is just people that come with innate rerolls, right, and have like just giving them sheer amount of dice to just keep going, just keep rolling. So I think it's great. It's very it seems very fun actually. I wouldn't mind trying this. Cool. Okay, so that's the characters. Let's get on to team tactics cards. It's worth mentioning that S.H.I.E.L.D, I think, have the most amount of affiliated tactics cards in the game.
I think they have 6.
I think it's 7 now.
7 now?
And I think I know that because I'm writing a quiz, an MCP quiz for the Mutant Weekender. And there you go. Spoilers. I think that's the answer to one of the questions. I'm pretty sure S.H.I.E.L.D has 7 affiliated tactics cards, which is the most. But they're very good as well. They're very strong tactics cards. Hilariously, Medpack was banned because it was too good. And they gave Battlefield Medicine to S.H.I.E.L.D. Made it, basically took a card that was very, very strong and lots of people were taking it and just gave it to S.H.I.E.L.D, which I think is great. Very cool.
Do you know the other one? Do you know the other one of that? There's 2 of those.
Oh, is there?
Climbing gear. They banned climbing gear.
Yes, climbing gear.
And then they gave S.H.I.E.L.D sit rep.
Sit rep. Yeah, very cool. So
it's basically the same.
Yeah, it's awesome. So I really like that though, because in my mind, like S.H.I.E.L.D are, like I say, a bunch of guys with guns in a superhero game. So I like that they have all these cool tactic cards that are like, that's their edge, right? As they bring this extra stuff to be like, this is how they keep up with all the superheroes running around. So I think it's really cool. So let's go through your tactics cards. So obviously you've got the Invaders leadership there.
Yep.
You have Battlefield Medicine, Brace for Impact, Sacrifice, Sit Rep.
My 2
You're 2 restricted. Brace and Sacrifice. Sit Rep, the Shield Mobile, Eye in the Sky, the Initiative, Chi Mastery, and I'm a Baron After All. So we'll quickly go over those. I'm a Baron After All is obviously for Zemo. It's basically staple to him, right? Do you take it every game when you take Zemo? Yeah.
No, not every game.
No.
It really depends. I tend to take it on the narrow ones where I know the double bubble is going to be in full effect. or when I'm playing against that Cabal 15 or the Asgard 15.
Mm.
So when I'm playing against the Asgard, when I'm playing against a team that I think might have more output than me, tactics cards tend to be the Invaders, Battlefield Medicine, Brace, I'm a Baron, and that's like 4 tactics cards designed to keep you alive.
Okay. Yeah.
So you use Zemos for his healing more than anything else, because Zemo's pretty fragile, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, I tend to run the 4 cards to keep me alive.
Okay. That's when you think that the other team's going to beat you up more. Okay.
Yeah. Or when I'm playing webs and I might need to chase something down and have even more rerolls online.
Yeah. That's when you take I'm a Baron for the power, so he gets the charge. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So you can get ahead round 1, because webs obviously want to do that round 1. Or round 2, you can go and kill something crucial.
Cool. Okay.
Chi Mastery, I think, is staple to Shang-Chi.
Yes. Yeah.
Being able to spend 3 power, which he nearly always has, to either guarantee staggering a big threat, guarantee killing something. Chi Mastery is great because it gets around the Black Cat issue of not being able to modify your own dice.
Oh, you can modify hers. Interesting. So
if you both roll really well, you can just modify 2 of hers away rather than modifying 2 of your own. It doesn't save you if you whiff, but it saves you if you both roll well, which often happens with Black Cat and webs.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Brace speaks for itself. The sooner AMG just give everyone 1 free usage of Brace a game, the better.
Yeah, my hot take on Brace is I think they should change the terrain throwing rules. I think that you should deal damage equal to the size of terrain. So just a kind of overall nerf of terrain throws, and then just lose Brace. I don't play Brace and haven't played Brace for a long time. People think I'm crazy. I probably am. It's probably not a good take. But I just find that there's more fun things you can do with, like, fallback and sacrifice is really interesting stuff. Brace is just such a slam dunk. Everybody needs Brace basically because there's so much terrain throwing going on in this game.
Yeah. Says a lot that they made some of the most commonly taken cards restricted, and Brace still comes out on top.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brace is still in 80% of tournament lists.
Yeah, for sure.
And I guarantee it makes the 5 every time in one of those.
For sure, yeah.
It's not a problem, because I think if you take it away, the teams that can throw a lot of terrain just take over. But even then, it only stops 1 of them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the team, against like a Magneto Brotherhood, he's still going to get you. You're going to brace one of them. They're still throwing enough stuff at you, right?
Against like Asgard Thor, he's pouncing at you every turn. Yeah. It's going to stop 1. Thor can put out 9 damage of throws before he's ever done an action.
Yeah,
he can pounce onto you, then throw a size 4 at you.
Yeah,
and Brace only going to stop 1 of those. So Brace half of 1 activation of Thor. Like it's never going to. But it's timing, right? You've got to play at the right time.
Yeah, it's the timing of it. That's the real strength, is that you can, at a very pivotal moment in the game, you can just go, no damage. And that's the strength of it, yeah. So
it's knowing when to roll it versus when to not roll it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Fun fact with Brace, actually, let's say Beast was having something thrown at him and Beast played Brace, you don't take the damage, but you can still roll the dice. So if you have a character like Shuri or Beast that gets power from skulls, you can still roll the dice and get that power. Which is interesting,
because it's when you would take the damage, right? And you take the damage after the throw.
Yeah, it's a weird timing, because you have to play it. You have to play it before you roll the dice. You have to play it before you see the dice. So that's the idea: is you can't roll and be like, oh, I haven't dodged very much.
So when you would suffer a collision, then you play the card. Characters that spent power do not suffer damage from this collision. Doesn't say don't roll dice. Yeah.
Yes, so the collision still happens. Right. So roll your dice. If you're playing Beast or Shuri, roll your dice, because you might get a power from the skull, and then Brace is free. ASM, yeah. Anyone that gets power from rolling dice.
Yeah. Anyone gets character for a specific dice space, right?
Yeah. There you go. So let's talk about the actual cards that are special here. Let's talk about Battlefield Medicine, Sit Rep, Shieldmobile, I'm the Sky.
Yeah, very quickly. Sacrifice is in at the moment because Dracula's in at the moment.
Okay.
Sacrificing against Dracula is real fun.
Because Dracula hits you back real hard when you hit him.
And actually, Warpath should be in here, because Warpath is going to be staple to Dracula.
Okay.
Because of the way it is, you can hit them back only within 2 more often than not.
Yeah.
Works.
That's very cool. I like that a lot.
If Dracula comes out, Warpath comes out, and Sacrifice might become fallback.
Okay.
There's a few little bits like that. There's a really fun interaction with Fallback and Nick Fury on rapid fire characters. So rapid fire character attacks you. You fall back, so you can't be hit by the second one, because that's before damage. And then their rapid fire and your Nick Fury leadership are both after the attack is resolved. So because yours is second, they can't hit you again.
Very cool. Nice.
but you stay in exactly the same place.
Yeah.
It burns the tactics card and your leadership for that turn.
But it's fun.
If it's really, really crucial for your character to be in the same place but not eat 4 attacks,
Yeah, right.
that's the way.
That's very cool. Yeah, I like that.
But yeah, so then Battlefield Medicine speaks for itself. It's med pack, but shield locked.
Yeah.
The Invaders is the leadership. The initiative is the fun one. The initiative I take in one very niche setting, and it's when I have prio on hammers.
Okay.
Nice, so super niche.
Yeah, okay.
So fundamentally, the game plan is Namor runs up, takes a side hammer, runs back. Anybody not shield affiliated that you sort of want to be chasing stuff down with, that you don't really want to hammer. Shang-Chi doesn't need a hammer, let's be honest. He's nice with that. Need one. Picks up your home hammer, then uses the initiative to give that hammer to Namor. So Namor starts turn 2 with 3 power, because you've only spent 1 on a hammer. On his home point, he can charge long with 2 hammers.
That's very cool. From the back point as well. So he's safe.
Yeah. Think really hard, stagger something, run back.
That's really cool.
50% of the extracts, super safe. He's probably, let's be honest, probably done 1 damage.
Yes, yeah.
Staggered something, and the 1 damage is enough to bring the charge online next time. And if he does more than that, even better.
Wow, that's really cool. And you're on hammers as well, so if he gets a bunch of power, you can use his asset drop later on to get another hammer. Exactly. Yeah, wow, that's amazing.
And I can't take credit for that idea. Much of the good shield stuff that I do is because I've blatantly ripped it off from other people who are much cleverer than me. I played Liam Watt in a TTS game.
Oh yeah,
on hammers, and he said, "I've seen other people. Like you can do this with Namor on hammers," and I went, "Oh my god, that's genius!"
I'm using that.
I've done it ever since.
It's now my thing. Yeah, nice.
Vincent Kirkhope again to go back to him. He's taking shield list to LVO, and one of his videos taught me something you can do with Zemo and Sitrep in round 1 that I had no idea.
Oh yeah.
So you can take Fury's Grunt. Sitrep's another one. Sitrep is great.
Okay. So Sitrep, someone spends 1 and someone else moves short, right?
It has to spend it in their activation. Okay. So it has to be shield and in their activation. Okay. And they can pay a power to move someone short. So it's really situational, but you can use it in any situation.
Yeah.
So you just have the one that works for you, right? So it's great for round 1 players. It's great later on in a game. Someone's been moved off a point. You can just put them back on it. It's great with Dracula.
Oh yeah.
Back where he needs to be. Hulk, if you have Hulk in your list, it's a whole free action. The Hulk's a short move, right? So Hulk with a Sitrep move forward can then leap to the midpoint and then hit someone twice and throw them away. Yeah. Round 1.
That's very cool.
Probably. So there's a whole host of things you can do with that Sitrep. But so the round 1 play with Zemo is on scrolls. You go first with Fury. Fury's grunts pick up their home scroll, probably get pushed, but then just move back, which on a medium base, medium moves quite a long way. Fury goes Sitrep Zemo forward, and there is it's tough to explain this without having it on TTS or on a table. Yeah. There's a spot where Zemo can be, where he can long move to your opponent's home scroll or the side scroll. So whichever one they take, you're getting an extra one.
Oh wow. Okay. So you place him. So Nick Fury then isn't picking up a scroll, but he's placing,
which is fine.
Yeah, but he's placing Zemo somewhere where he has the option to pick up 2, regardless of what your opponent does. Yeah, that's very cool.
So in some instances, that gets you with prio. I can't work it out. It depends what your opponent does, but yeah, you can do quite good things with that. Or you could put Nick Fury on the side, right? And Nick Fury goes and gets some money. He's got a Sitrep, so you can't do that. But
Sitrep is one of those cards that unlocks so much stuff, and we'll never know the extent of this card, right? Because there's always something new that can be done, and because it costs 1 power, that means it can be done in round 1. Or like you say, for Dracula, just repositioning Dracula, in round 4 so that he can double tap someone is amazing. So this seems like an auto take card. Seems pretty great.
Pretty much, yeah. I think Battlefield Medicine, Sitrep, and the Invaders and Brace. It's like 4 of your tactics cards are almost always there.
Yeah, that's the beauty of a tactics card leadership. You don't get much choice in cards.
Would really like to see them nerf Hellfire into the ground so that when they say tactics card leaderships are all like convocations and they can be a 6th card, that would feel less bad. I think at the moment, if they did that, everyone would go, "Oh my god, Hellfire Club are even more broken."
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, as the Hellfire Club do break that kind of sentiment. I think that this was I spoke with Pat Dunford about Tactics card leadership taking up a slot, and I was trying to defend New Mutants, and I thought, New Mutants suffer a little bit from their Tactics card leadership taking up a slot, but the leadership is fantastic. And Pat's example was Invaders. The Invaders leadership is fantastic. It's an amazing leadership. And
not as good as Miles, though.
Well, so that's the thing, right? The argument is that it should take up a tactics slot because it's so strong. But then you have the Miles Morales leadership, which is on a 3-threat. On a 3-threat leader, which in itself is strong, doesn't take up a slot, and the leadership is ever so slightly better than the Invaders leadership. So it definitely feels like a bit of a disparity. I think that I'd like to see all leadership cards not take up a slot, just like Convocation. Hellfire aside, but I think we know that Hellfire needs a change, right? It's been restricted, rightly so, and needs a tweak.
I think the Invaders, and people will absolutely shout at me in comment sections when I say this, and New Mutants are probably both top 10 leaderships, but not top 5.
They're
probably
fair,
both fall in that 6 to 10 range.
As the leadership on its own, I think New Mutants leadership is potentially top 5 leaderships. It's just the affiliation list lets it down a little bit. But Invaders is currently, I haven't got the numbers in front of me, but Invaders is currently up there on the win rates. It's doing very, very well.
Yeah. I think, it's never going to be as good as things like Bump in the Night.
Mm-hmm.
It's never going to be as good as Miles' leadership because it's just the same but worse.
Right. Yeah.
There's a few leaderships in there that are just better. But I think it's definitely up there. And you just lose the flexibility of being a tactics card, right? So would love to see it not take up a slot.
Yeah.
Convocation style. But that's coming from a S.H.I.E.L.D. player. I'm definitely biased in that argument.
And I am a New Mutants and Hellfire player. We are the wrong people to ask.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the last one, well, actually, not the last one. I'll come to the last one. The most important one last. But the S.H.I.E.L.D. mobile is another real niche one. There's some really interesting use cases for S.H.I.E.L.D. mobile as well. I think this one is shout out Huggy Bear.
Okay.
And again, someone will claim that if I'm wrong. If you get pulled onto Senators, and you really want to take a lead, you can run one of your long movers up. Has to be a S.H.I.E.L.D. affiliated long mover. So it used to be Spider-Woman or the Black Widow that was great at this. Yeah. Neither of those in my list. Namor's another option. You run him up, steal a home senator steal one of your opponent's senators. And as soon as, because this doesn't have to be played in activation. So as soon as they take 3 damage and have got 3 power again, you run them back.
Yeah.
Long.
That's very nice. Yeah.
So it's like a round 1 steal mechanic. It's also great for chasing down extracts later in the game.
The important part here is that it isn't. You can do this with characters holding extracts, which is the real strength here. Yeah.
Yeah. They just have to be S.H.I.E.L.D. affiliated. So if you played the initiative on Shang-Chi to do the Hammers play, and Shang-Chi's later on got 3 power, he can move long.
Right.
The initiative gives you that S.H.I.E.L.D. affiliated.
We should talk about that. So initiative, the character that has the initiative played on them is a S.H.I.E.L.D. affiliated character for the sake of tactics cards. They then have access. They get a one-way ticket on the S.H.I.E.L.D. mobile, so they get to do that. That's great. Yeah, that's really cool.
But like the thought of late game Namor having loads of power and going long move with the S.H.I.E.L.D. mobile, spender, or long move with the S.H.I.E.L.D. mobile, charge, spender, or like Namor can go like 3 long moves.
Yeah, which means he can go anywhere he wants, right? And basically,
you could probably almost go corner to corner.
Yeah, as
3 long moves
with a medium base doing that as well. And going back to your bubbles, he can get into the bubble anywhere, right? He can place exactly where he wants with that much movement. You can put him in the perfect position for his attacks. So next to it,
he can basically get your Toad wherever you've put it.
Yeah, that's cool actually. Your anti-Toad tech is pretty useful.
Your injured Toad holding 3 cubes is when Namor's on the board. The S.H.I.E.L.D. in play.
Yeah, nice.
It's also really good. I've used it before back when Gamma was worth. This was before Namor, but I think the S.H.I.E.L.D. mobile was around just before the Gamma nerf.
But Gamma used to score 3 VPs on the back Gamma, right?
Yeah, you used to be, but even with 2, if they leave it empty, you can rush it really easily against 11 attacks, get rid of someone else on there. There's a whole host of stuff that you can do with the S.H.I.E.L.D. build that's really just fun. It's just a bit more situational. Yeah. It tends to be the 5th card you take.
Okay.
It's not one of your autos.
Cool. Okay.
Which leaves us onto Eye in the Sky.
You said this was the most important card.
This is the one where if you're playing Fury, it's on the table.
Mm-hmm.
It's synonymous with S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what it does, I think, at this point. But for those that don't, it's board-wide escort to safety, basically. Another banned card?
S.H.I.E.L.D. have got some inside man at AMG, and they're like, yeah, give us that card. Are you going to ban that card? We'll take it.
But it's weirdly super thematic. It's probably the most thematic of any of the Tactics cards.
Yeah.
It's Nick Fury on the helicarrier, keeping his agents out of trouble. Right? That's the thematics of it.
Yeah.
Board wide, short advance when you're targeted. It can work on the grunts because you don't target the grunts, they do. You can actually use it to advance people into 2. So if you're running the Black Widow, Spider-Woman, you can advance them into counting blanks range. You don't have to run away.
Yeah.
If it's someone that's deciding to take a pop shot at Dracula from 3, you can walk him into range of the clapback.
Oh,
if it's
nice.
Hulk, you can walk him back. You don't have to run away with this. This is not runaway tech. And I think a lot of people look at it and assume it's runaway tech.
Yeah. That's a really good take, actually. That's a great take. Because, I see this and go, cool, I need to be careful with my attacks because you're going to dodge one of them around. And then suddenly Dracula is in front of me, like, oh, God, no, I'm going to get hit by Dracula. Yeah, that's really cool, actually.
Yeah, it's like if you've got a 7 health Dracula and you're like, oh, I'm going to use it I'm going to use this attack in the hope that they run away with Dracula. And then I can hit someone else. Like it stops your opponent being able to sort of play a little bit of mind games on your runaway card. Yeah. The best thing about it is that it recycles. If you're playing S.H.I.E.L.D., which we always are in this list, recycles.
It comes back each cleanup phase. Yeah, each cleanup phase comes back.
Yeah, if you're using S.H.I.E.L.D., if you're affiliated to S.H.I.E.L.D. in the cleanup phase, this card returns to your available team status card. I think is the one thing. No, it's like Magneto's cover card and slightly different to Convocation one, but it's the same vibe. It comes back at the end of the
So this is a once per round card, basically, so long as Nick has 3 power. So do you find yourself kind of saving power on Nick just for this?
It depends. So when you're running his leadership, you have to a little bit because you sometimes want to use the aggressive on him and you have to be a bit more careful with the power. And when using his leadership, pre-bubble era, the grunts weren't putting out as much damage and therefore they weren't as likely to get power every turn for Nick Fury.
Okay.
But now if you've got the grunts in the bubble, he gets 1 power a turn. He gets a power every time the grunts do damage. The grunts are doing 2 attacks a turn. That's 3 power.
Yeah, right.
His power economy goes through the roof in the bubble.
That's really cool. Yeah, because the grunts are way more reliable in this list, so he's going to have a lot more power. That's really cool.
He's going to have more power, and he's got a gainer.
Yeah.
As a builder, he has a gainer. So if you really, really need the power, you can get it. You can get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so there's a whole host of ways that Fury is much more reliable in Invaders and with the Namor Zemo bubble. But it's just a game situation, right? It's why Infinity Formula is in the list. It's actually not in this list, but it is going in the list. It's because characters like Invincible Iron Man and Fury love it. Yeah. Because you don't have to worry about their kit being online, it just is. Yeah, for sure. Invincible Iron Man on Infinity is so good because he can use every bit of power to help your team get rerolls. So yeah, I can imagine being great on that. Cool. Well, in the sky, a very good card. So let's go on to Crisis. We've basically mentioned most of these, but anything you want to shout out. So your extracts are Fear Grips, you've got Hammers, Montesi Formula and Scrolls. And then your secures are Gamma, Sword, and Scoundrels. I think listening to what you've had to say about this team, it's kind of obvious why all those are there. Anything you want to shout out? Yeah, so I think Scoundrels becomes Infinity Formula if you're playing competitively. I like Scoundrels. I don't know why. It doesn't suit the list. I just like playing it. It's just a personal choice. Yeah, nice. It's just a personal choice. I quite like that. I just like the mission setup. But that's probably going to become Infinity Formula in a competitive list. So for the Mutant Weekend Ball, shout out that event. Nice. That'll be Infinity Formula, I think. Here you go, people. This is my list for Mutant Weekender if you want. I don't play you Mutant Weekender. So I think this again is personal play style. I like having threats that I know my team is good at. And so you can see I've got 2 15s, 2 18s, 2 20s. Yes. So I have much more control over what Crisis I'm going to be playing if I lose prior. Okay. That's cool. Actually, that's very symmetrical. I've not noticed that before. Yeah.
You only have 18, 15, or 20 in your crisis team list.
In games where I lose prio, I know I'm going to be playing at 15. I now have the option to play at 15, 18, or 20.
Right, okay.
And so if I've got lists that are really, really good at 15, 18, or 20, losing prio isn't so much of a problem.
Yeah.
And so that's actually sort of why Scoundrels is in there as well.
Because of the threat amount you get. Yeah.
Because of the threat amount.
Yeah.
Right. So I think when Fury first came out, S.H.I.E.L.D, it was a really weird linear win rate. The higher the threat, the more likely they were to win. And so they used to love 20s. I'm not sure that's so true now that Namor's come out and the Invaders leadership. I think they're quite good at 15, especially if you want Crimson Dynamo.
So what is your 15? Or does it change? You don't have a set 15?
So it depends on the list and depends who you're playing. I quite like Namor, Zemo, Howling Commando, Spectacular Spider-Man.
That's pretty great.
Is that? No, that doesn't math. Does it not? It's Namor, Zemo, Spectacular Spider-Man, Invincible Iron Man.
Okay.
Sorry, I said Howling Commandos.
Yeah.
But you've got your back points to giving more rerolls. You've got your bubble, and you've got one of the tankiest characters anyway, given an extra 3 rooms.
Yeah, for sure. That's really
with
cool.
a throw as well. So there's a bit of displacement in there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's actually the option with Dracula to run the Thralls leadership if you throw Thralls in there. You have to work the tactics card around a bit, but you could run Dracula, Zemo, Shang-Chi, and the Howling Commandos at 15, and that would be great. Or Dracula, Crimson Dynamo, Baron Zemo, and a 3 threat in the Thralls leadership, and that's equally as good. Yeah. So the Thralls option is an interesting one for this, but I think Invaders tends to be 5, 4, 2, 3s.
Okay.
And so Fury, Invincible Iron Man, either or. That's why I like Iron Man in the list instead of Agent Venom. But yeah, that tends to be a 15.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. So there is one thing we've glossed over, which I'd like to bring up. Where's Captain America?
Now, in the spirit of not saying bad things about characters, because every character is playable and every character is someone's favorite, there are 2 better Captain Americas.
There's 3. There's Sam too.
There's 3 better Captain Americas.
So we're talking about, just to clarify, we're talking about Steve Rogers, Captain America, Steve Rogers, which is the one that can be the Invaders leader. I have the numbers in front of me now. So the S.H.I.E.L.D. Win rate on Namor is 58%, and on Steve Rogers is 54%. So people... Oh, actually, no, wait, hold on a minute. Okay, so Namor has nearly 700 games as a S.H.I.E.L.D. leader. Steve has 39. So people aren't playing Steve Rogers as a leader. Why do you think that is?
Steve Rogers, Captain America, Steve Rogers.
Full name, thank you.
He's fine. There's nothing inherently wrong with him. He's got a decent builder, has a flurry on it. Granted, the flurry requires a shield, which, though thematic, means that your attack has to be worse to get the flurry, which is fine.
Yeah. Which is the Jean Grey problem.
It gives you a little bit of solace when you miss it, when you don't.
The Jean Grey problem, she has a skull pierce, and it just doesn't feel good. It's like, okay, well, cool, I get a pierce, I guess.
It's actually interesting. So when Iron Man first came out, Invincible Iron Man, the new core box, Crossbones Merciless Merc was in a lot of lists, because Beam, where he generates a power per beam, and then you can use that for the reroll in the beam. It doesn't work so well under the skull leadership, because you want to reroll out of skulls, but his pierce requires a skull.
So interesting.
It's less good in that world.
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't like bullies. Is fine. Again, it's 3 powers, quite cheap for a 7 dice. With a throw and a stun and slow condition. Like it's fine. An advanced
triggers
medium.
Here. Like he needs wild shield on the builder. He needs wild hit on the spender. Like big trigger wants here. You know.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, in Invaders maybe kind of cool, because he can fish for him a little bit more. But yeah.
Yeah. I've knocked out tyrants over 200 times. A great superpower. It's basically a bad version of Master Swordsman, and Zemo is a threat.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's not a bad version. It has more range on it, and it can be any attack type. But Steve only has physical attacks, and only one of them is range 3. So you get the extra range on it, but Zemo only has range. It's good. It's fine, but it's not great.
I mean, maybe if you see, there are people calling out for Zemo to be nerfed into the ground. Let's say Zemo doesn't exist. I've knocked out tyrants over 200 times. Is okay. 3 costs to reroll any. Pretty cool. Like, especially in Invaders.
It's probably what Master Swordsman should be.
That is a good take. Yeah. It's probably what it should be changed to.
I think, and Vibranium Shield is fine. right? It's the add 2 dice to defense rolls against physical and energy. If I flip him, I think that becomes count blanks on the other side, same as all the other Captain Americas, but I don't know that for certain. No, he has the same thing on the other side, exactly the same.
So he doesn't get to count blanks.
He's absolutely fine. If you really love Captain America and you want to play S.H.I.E.L.D., do it. Put him in. You won't regret it.
Yeah,
he's absolutely fine.
On your left as well is a great power, by the way. Is 2 costs. He can just move. Which is
only not holding an objective though, which is not great.
Yeah, it has caught me out a couple of times though. But yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I think you're right. I think if you love Captain America, to be fair, if you love Captain America, just play Avengers. There's several better Captain Americas with better leaders, with incredible, like top tier leaderships. So if you love Captain America, maybe don't worry about this one.
But the biggest problem with Captain America, Steve Rogers, Captain America, Steve Rogers, is a 4th threat.
4th threat, yes.
And if you look at the list of 4 threats available to S.H.I.E.L.D., Nick Fury, it speaks for himself. Invincible Iron Man, not everyone's cup of tea, but I quite like him. The leadership pivot's great. The reroll's great. Pretty tough. Agent Venom, if you have a 4 threat in there specifically designed to chase webs down, Agent Venom is your choice every time. Spider-Woman, if you want to play a bit more of an extract game, which S.H.I.E.L.D. can fully do now with Namor, Spectacular Spider-Man, Spider-Woman as 3 affiliated characters. Throw Black Widow in there. Throw Miles Morales in there. That's a pretty good extract team.
Yeah.
So that's another 4 threat that's better than him.
Yeah.
The Black Widow is a 4 threat that's better than him. He's at the bottom of a long list of really good 4 threats.
Yeah.
And I think it's for that. Especially when your premium splashes in a lot of lists are Crimson Dynamo and Shang-Chi.
Yeah, 2 of the best 4 threats in the game.
4 threats. Like he just struggles to make your 10 because of what's around him. I think I'm trying to think if he was. No, I'm struggling. I was gonna say if he was an Inhuman, Medusa.
Yeah,
I mean, if he was an Inhuman, he'd get above Ronan. But I don't know if that speaks volumes.
Ronan,
or if that's actually a damning indictment.
Yeah, you're right. I think the 4 threats in particular struggle by being compared to other 4 threats because there are so many that are very, very good. Like 3 threats
because of AMG's 4 threat Hot Girl Summer.
Yeah, they've released like 12 4 threats in a row. And the thing is being a 3 threat is in itself powerful, right? Because 3 is very cheap for list building. So yeah, 4 threat is a real hard threat to be. You have to really stand out. I think it's the same problem. There's a few X-Men that suffer from that. Like Rogue is one, I think, who is an amazing 4 threat, but she's the 20th best 4 threat. So there's so many people you take above her. And
if you really need a 4 threat to make your list work, and you still want a leadership, you take a different one. You just don't take Invaders with this guy.
Yeah, that's a shame.
But I think he's fine.
Yeah,
he's fine. He just isn't as good as the other options.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that wraps everything up. There is one last question I have, and I think I know your answer to this because you mention it all the time. So I'm really excited to ask you: what is one character you would like to see added to this affiliation one day?
This is. I'll give some context before I give my answer. I really, 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 really enjoyed the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV series. It's why I play S.H.I.E.L.D.
Cool.
Ultimately, I absolutely hated the fact that they came out and they took it out of canon.
Yeah, that was annoying because it was fine sitting in the back of the world, the back of the MCU, like not really hurting anyone. Yeah, it was. Yeah,
they specifically called out that it wasn't canon, and I hate it because it had a lot of the Phil Coulson stuff in it.
Yeah.
And so Phil Coulson would be my second choice for character they could bring into the game, but my absolute favorite character is Quake. She'd help Inhumans out. Yeah, which is never a bad thing. She'd be another leader for S.H.I.E.L.D.
You want another leadership? Not enough.
5 potential leader characters.
Coulson leadership. You want to
I don't want a Coulson leadership. Coulson should just be the ultimate support. Coulson should be 3 threat Wong.
Ooh.
Like Coulson should just be. I mean, fair, probably 2 threat Wong. Actually,
yeah, he should be S.H.I.E.L.D. Wong. Yeah.
Wong has the mystic arts. Coulson has a walkie-talkie. So, yeah, maybe 2 threat Wong.
Yeah,
maybe just S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Quake would be the one for me. I think she'd be another leader. I think she would lean into the. I think probably if I was designing her, she'd lead into the extract game more. she'd be able to. Everyone would be able to move everyone with earthquakes, right? That would be the
nice. Yeah.
But yeah, I think she'd help. I think she'd help S.H.I.E.L.D. I think she'd help Inhumans. I think you could make her anywhere between 3 and 5 threat, which I think is like sort of character flexibility. Yeah, I would love to see Quake in the game. And sadly, they've just announced Load of Inhumans, and she wasn't one of them.
Yeah.
So we might be waiting a while.
Yeah, I was a little bit bummed out about that. I thought that could be kind of cool. That was an opportunity there, but maybe one day. We'll see. Let's hope.
But yeah, that'd be my wish. AMG, please, if you're listening.
Yeah, there you go. Quake. All right, cool. Well, thanks, Ollie. This is really good. You've convinced me that playing guys with guns in a superhero game is actually kind of cool. So I might give this a try.
You're welcome.
Guys with guns, dude with a balaclava and a sword, and Dracula. Where are we in this world of MCP?
Well, actually, interestingly, we mentioned that the one character you did call out there was Encanto, or not belonging in S.H.I.E.L.D. And actually,
I
have not read the comic run. I cannot claim to have ever seen it, but I did read it in a Discord, and I checked it on the most reliable source in the world, Marvel Wiki.
Yeah.
Encanto was at one point in S.H.I.E.L.D.
He was a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent.
Isn't in the game, which is really annoying because he's really good. And if he was affiliated, that would be even better.
That would be really cool. As someone who, I didn't understand why they were adding the monsters to the game. And I'm aware that everybody loves the monsters, and I'm very happy for them. That's great. But I was like, why are we playing a superhero game and there's like a werewolf running around? But it's cool. If Encanto was a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, I'd be like, hell yeah, that is really cool. A little pocket of the Marvel universe where he lives. I love that.
If someone listens to this on Patreon or when it's released more widely and they want to send me the comic run where Encanto is in S.H.I.E.L.D., I will read the hell out of it.
There you go. Nice. You've been asked. If you're a comic fan and know where that happens, send it to Ollie. That's that'd be really cool. I actually want to read that as well. But yeah, cool. All right, there we go. Thank you. Yes, if you're listening to this on Patreon, thank you for supporting us. Ollie, you're a patron. Thank you very much. I love you dearly for doing that. You got this a little bit earlier. The idea is that you get kind of the meta information when it's most relevant. And if you're listening to this not on Patreon, you got this a bit later because you aren't a patron. So if you want to become one, go find us on Patreon. The link's in the description, all that stuff. And yeah, thank you. Goodbye.